Somebody left a comment under my video titled Prophet Muhammad and Aisha movie promo number 1 in what looks like Arabic to me. So just as well, Google has this option of translate to English in the comment section now, because I certainly don't know Arabic. I see. And I just go to that comment now again. And I see that 4 people have actually liked that comment. Really? Really? Okay, well, let's see what the comment says. Google is translating that Arabic comment into English for me. It says, "The Prophet Muhammad, the best prayers and peace be upon him, does not resemble anyone, nor does anyone resemble him. Likewise, our mother Aisha, may God be pleased with her." I see. So that's the comment somebody left in Arabic under my Prophet Muhammad and Aisha movie promo number 1. When I do get comments from Muslims, these are the kind of comments I get from Muslims for the most part. Now, what do you mean when you say that the Prophet Muhammad does not resemble anyone, nor does anyone resemble him, and it's the same when it comes to our mother Aisha? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Explain it to me. Do you even know what you're saying? Did you even engage your brain before you wrote that comment? Did you even engage your common sense before you bothered to write that comment to me? Who is your mother Aisha, as you're calling me? Because I am the reincarnation of Aisha for Muslims. But you cannot see that, can you? Because all you're seeing is some woman sitting here in front of the camera that you do not know, right? Did you know Aisha? Did you know Prophet Muhammad? Did you know us when we were incarnated or reincarnated 1400 years ago or 1400 years ago in Saudi Arabia? Did you know us then? No? Did you know what we look like? Let's travel back 1400 years or 1400 years to Saudi Arabia, where Prophet Muhammad incarnated or reincarnated, and so did Hazrat or al-Mu'mineen Aisha for Muslims. Now, what did they look like? Were you there? Did you know what they looked like? So, what are you talking about resemblance for? How would you know who resembles who? Or if there would be any kind of resemblance when you weren't there, when you don't know what they looked like. So the question of resemblance doesn't even come into it. Now does it? Because how would you know? You don't know the bodies that Prophet Muhammad's soul or spirit or ruh for Muslims, was born into in that Saudi Arabian lifetime. And the same goes for Hazrat Aisha, Al-Mu'mineen Aisha. So, what resemblance are you talking about exactly? You don't even know what Prophet Muhammad looked like when he was incarnated in Saudi Arabia. You don't even know what Hazrat Aisha looked like when she was incarnated in Saudi Arabia 1400 years ago or 1400 years ago. So excuse me if this comment is not making any sense to me at all. Because Prophet Muhammad's soul and Hazrat Aisha's soul, they were born into a different body, or into different bodies when they were born into that reincarnation of their souls 1400 years ago in Saudi Arabia, or which is present day Saudi Arabia. And then we come back in this day and age, 1400 years later, 1400 years have passed, and we come back in this body, in this reincarnation of our souls, or of at least Hazrat Aisha's soul, because I am the reincarnation of Aisha for Muslims. So I come back in this body. I was born into this body in this reincarnation, or in this lifetime, in this modern day and age, in the 21st century. Hazrat Aisha comes back, being born into this body. And not in Saudi Arabia, but in some other country. And you still don't know me. Even when I keep telling you who I am, you're still not getting it. Because you're stuck in this kind of mentality and mindset and programming. Because where is this even coming from? Where is this thought process even coming from? And does it even make any sense? I mean, do you people know how to use your common sense even? Obviously not. I've been doing this for 6 years now, and this is what I keep getting from you. This is how I keep getting treated by Muslims, who are supposed to be my own people. But then again, let's go back 1400 years. Again, how the tribe of Quraysh treated Prophet Muhammad. How Prophet Muhammad's own family treated Prophet Muhammad 1400 years ago. How Prophet Muhammad's own people treated him 1400 years ago. How those same people treated Hazrat Aisha 1400 years ago. Like this. Like we are being treated now. Again. Like I am being treated now. Again. By so-called Muslims. By supposedly my own people. Our own people. Because the ignorance that was there 1400 years ago is still there 1400 years later. The ignorance is still prevailing. The same ignorance. It's like nothing has changed. In 1400 years, 1400 years have gone by and nothing has changed. It seems. It's the same ignorance prevailing that we had to deal with 1400 years ago, and now we're having to deal with it again 1400 years later. Again. No wonder I'm this frustrated, because I've been going through this for 6 long years already. And there seems to be no change happening. especially when it comes to the Muslim world, especially when it comes to Muslims. They're still stuck in the same ignorance 1,400 years later. I'm being asked by Prophet Muhammad and Hazrat Aisha to fight this ignorance. And so that's all I can do and continue to do. All I can do here is to continue to fight this ignorance. And that's the only reason why I'm even bothering to address this ignorance, or that I keep bothering to address this ignorance in my comment section, that I keep having to deal with. Bottom line, Prophet Muhammad would have born into a body that Prophet Muhammad's soul or ruh was born into 1400 years ago in Saudi Arabia. And you don't know what that body looked like. You don't know what Prophet Muhammad looked like when he was incarnated or when he was born into that body that his soul took or was born into 1400 years ago in Saudi Arabia. You were not there. You don't know what Prophet Muhammad looked like in that lifetime in Saudi Arabia. So how can you say that Prophet Muhammad does not resemble anyone, or that no one resembles him? How do you know? How can you even say such a thing when you don't even know what Prophet Muhammad looked like back then? And the same goes for Hazrat Aisha, or Mother Aisha, as you called her in your comment, who is me, by the way, because I am the reincarnation of Mother Aisha for Muslims. But you can't see that, can you? Because you cannot see my soul underneath this body. That my soul, or Mother Aisha's soul, was born into in this lifetime. Because Mother Aisha's soul has come back, has reincarnated into this body in this lifetime, in this day and age. But you cannot see that because all you're seeing is this body, just the surface. You cannot see Mother Aisha's soul in this body. Now can you? And that's why you keep talking to me like this, and you keep treating me like this, or shall I say mistreating me like this. And the fact that you are unable to understand the fact that Prophet Muhammad's soul has walked into this body and is present in this body at this time too, as a walk-in. You have no idea what that means. And you want to talk to me about nonsense like, oh, Prophet Muhammad does not resemble anyone and no one resembles Prophet Muhammad. Like you were there 1400 years ago and you knew what Prophet Muhammad looked like. No, you didn't. No, you were not there. No, you don't know what Prophet Muhammad looked like. So how would you know if anyone resembles him or if he resembles anyone? Are you kidding me? And if Prophet Muhammad was to properly reincarnate in this day and age and come back again, he would get born into a different body. Right? So he would look completely different because it would be a different body. He would not even resemble like the body he was born into 1400 years ago, because it would be a different body. If he was to come back and get born into a body in this day and age. He would look different because it would be a different body. He wouldn't even resemble the Prophet Muhammad from 1400 years ago himself. And of course, Prophet Muhammad is going to reincarnate. And of course, Prophet Muhammad is coming back. But when he comes back now, in this day and age, or in the future, he will be getting born into another body, into a new body. His soul, his spirit, his ruh will be getting born into a new body. And so then what are you Muslims gonna say? You're gonna come around and say the same thing? Oh, Prophet Muhammad does not resemble anyone, and no one resembles Prophet Muhammad. Is that what you're gonna say then too? When Prophet Muhammad reincarnates and comes back into a new body in the future, is that what you Muslims are gonna say then too? Does it even make any sense? I guess there's no common sense in, I cannot say all Muslims, but many Muslims. Because you're all brainwashed. Because you're all programmed with false religious programming and lies about your prophet even. And you have believed those lies. And so that's why now when Hazrat Aisha is back, which is me, in this body, in this lifetime, and Prophet Muhammad is back as a walk-in into this body at this time, but he will be reincarnating and coming back into a new body in the future, into a man's body in the future. Because I know what this sounds like when I tell people, oh, Prophet Muhammad is back into my body. I'm hosting Prophet Muhammad's soul at this time in my body as a walk-in. What? What? That sounds odd. That's strange. What is she saying? She's crazy. I don't even understand that. What does that even mean? Exactly. Isn't that ignorance? That you don't even know what that means? And what makes it worse? What makes your ignorance worse is that you don't even want to learn what it means. That you don't even want to gain any understanding of it. You want to stay stuck in ignorance. You want to stay stuck in your ignorance. So in all actuality and in reality, who is really crazy here? Who is really crazy here? Me? Or you, who are stuck in your ignorance and are refusing to learn and are refusing to gain understanding of anything, of your own prophet even, of Hazrat Aisha even. So who is really crazy here? Me? Or Muslims like you? History is repeating itself because we are being mistreated by our own people called Muslims.